What's going on, guys? Hey, listen, so I've been real inspired lately by this YouTuber named The Fragrance Apprentice, and I've been binge watching his content for the last month. And in one of the videos I came across, he said during a dull time in his life where he wasn't really finding a lot of originality in fragrance, he went to a convention or festival of perfumery of some sort, and an independent perfumer ran into him and shared his fragrance with him. And long story short, he said it was one of the best things he'd smelled in there all day, despite having smelled a bunch of redundant nonsense. So this is the house of Claudia Zucca Parfums. And I got a nice 3-pack. So today we're going to start off with fragrance number 1. So strap up and let's go for a ride.
Okay, for 2. I watch that head move side to side as I let this in into the room. You are on time, let's connect minds. Trying to get into a mood. We gon' be fine. Close up the blinds, no rush. Finish the food.
All right. Welcome to the scent bubble. I am your host for the evening, or actually afternoon. I lied. Okay, so Claudio Zucca. The story is he graduated in the early 2000s, like 2009 or something, with a degree in architecture, was a full-blown architect, and had a deep passion for perfumery since a kid that he kind of maintained. At some point in the journey, he felt an emptiness and a wanting to explore perfumery even deeper, and he took that on as kind of a side quest to his life, and courageously with his wife decided to launch Claudio Zucca Parfums. Now, I don't know at what time period he met the Fragrance Apprentice, but he's the only guy I've seen speaking very highly of this house. I've never heard of this house prior. And so this fragrance is Deep Waters, and I've pre-hit the test strip and my wrist because I had no atomizer on that tester, which I absolutely hate. It's been years since I've come across a non-atomizer test bottle. But anyways, let's give it a shot. Okay, so this reminds me, I think there's a fragrance called Deep Waters or Dark Waters or something like that from Essential Harmony that I tried earlier that this smells exactly like, only this one feels more like a parfum. It's an extrait. It's got great weight to it. And it feels like this very kind of like aromatic marine dark water fragrance, almost like an ice cold ocean water from Sonic type of feel. Without the coconut, just more of the blue. You get that sense of deep blue, but I think it's a little bit better than that because it's sweetened by citrus and fruits in a very 4 out of 10 way. Very straightforward, everyday fragrance. Very nice. It's got an aerosol type of a smell. You know, you could picture Ocean Breeze being the name of the Febreze or the aerosol, but this does feel like a cologne. You know what I'm saying? It is perfume. But it's mass appealing in that way. This would be something you'd want sprayed around your house. So as a fragrance, it's going to be very easy on the nose. Good 3 feet of projection, I feel. Yeah, it's solid. It's a Swiss Army everyday wear, slightly above average. Let's switch screens here and see what we're dealing with. Got a 4.25 out of 125 votes. Came out in 2022. Let's see what we're dealing with. Lime, green apple, mango, bergamot, blackberry, orange. You really get that sense, you know, a very kind of limey mango experience up top, but it's very crisp and light. Like I said, it's only 3 or 4 power out of 10 in terms of how much of the fragrance that part's dominating. Then the rest of it is this heart and base. C notes, ozonics, cologne, chamomile, magnolia, ambergris, vanilla, labdanum, and civet. Don't be intimidated by the vanilla or the civet. The vanilla is not very strong here. I don't get a pronounced vanilla note. And the civet kind of musky, animalic is not there either. It is used so tastefully here to just give the fragrance depth. And yeah, it just feels like a white floral, chamomile, dark ocean water with some light sprinkles of fruit and citrus up top. What's the performance like on this? So it's split between long-lasting but mostly moderate. It does have a nice little 2-3 feet of sillage on it. Yeah, this is nice. Again, to me, slightly above average, unisex, everyday wear, casual, Definitely casual. I don't want to say upscale casual, but it is well blended and well made. It doesn't smell cheap at all for how simple and cheap oriented the scent profile is. It's solid. Everyday wear. Swiss Army knife there. You know, out of the shower, running errands, going to school, all that good jazz. Even a work scent. Just feels like you have a really good body gel or whatever in the shower. Yeah, it's really a blue fragrance ultimately, I feel. It's got little sprinkles of Armani Code, Bleu de Chanel in it, you know, a bit of Mont Blanc presence. It's sea breezy. It's nice, guys. 6 to 10 sprays of this, I feel. And alternatives is really just body wash. But again, surprisingly for how blue shower gel body washy this feels, it does feel like a fragrance. It doesn't lose that. And that's the hardest part with stuff like this. Like, I feel like Armani Code Absolute and Bleu de Chanel are so close to tipping into shower gel category, but they just stay out of it well enough with the depth. And I think that civet, the vanilla, the various raw materials in here are used to build up enough of a depth of palette to where it feels like an actual fragrance. If I could decimal it, I'd give it a 7.5, but we're going to round up and go 8. 8 out of 10, pretty solid. This fragrance runs this, how much is this fragrance? Collection 173 USD. See, that's steep. If you can snag it on like a Lucky Scent, I think that's who carries this. There is an American brand that carries this. If you could snag it around the $100 price point, I think it would be worth it as like a Swiss Army Blue. But 200's a bit steep. I would just round down and start going after Bleu de Chanel at that point. But it is a good fragrance. Like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. I'm dropping episodes every single day, 7 days a week. And so if you're into fragrance content at all, this is where you want to be. So far, nice, solid opener for the House of Claudio Zucca. And I definitely think you should get your nose on it if you want a slightly different blue fragrance. But if you can't get it around the $100 price point, I don't know if it's justified. It's just not that complex or signature of a scent. And it's too nostalgic of a lot of Febrezes and shower gels and aerosols. But it is a step above that, but just barely. So definitely appreciate you guys. This was Claudio Zucca's Deep Water, and it was an 8 out of 10. Until next time, be blessed.